Getting betrayed hurts worse than any physical injury you could suffer. The emotional damage it causes can stay with you for years, sometimes forever. When we look at Stoic thinking, a philosophy focused on finding inner calm and maintaining self-respect, we find that certain types of betrayal are too serious to excuse or move past. This isn't about wanting to get even with someone. It's about understanding that some behaviors break the basic rules of trust and honesty that every real relationship needs to survive. Think about what happens when you open up to someone, sharing your feelings, showing them your weak spots, and telling them your private thoughts. And then they use all of that against you. The harm goes way beyond just that one moment of betrayal. It actually changes the way you look at everything around you. It affects your ability to trust other people moving forward. And most critically, it impacts how much you respect yourself. There are some betrayals so damaging that they require you to completely close the door on that relationship. These situations don't call for making up or working things out. Sure, being able to forgive people can be a good quality to have, but not when forgiving them means you re-hurting yourself in the process. The Stoic way of thinking tells us to see the world exactly as it actually is, not how we want it to be. Part of seeing things clearly means knowing when someone has crossed a boundary that simply cannot be uncrossed. What we're going to explore here are 3 of the worst types of betrayal you can experience in any relationship, betrayals that should never get a pass. We're not talking about small mix-ups or simple errors in judgment. These are intentional choices that show the person has zero regard for your trust, your faithfulness to them, or your self-worth. If your goal is to develop rock-solid emotional strength and shield yourself from people who will drag you down, this is a discussion you need to pay attention to. Before we dive in, please help out the channel. Like this video, drop your thoughts in the comment section, and hit subscribe so you can keep growing in self-control and wisdom. Getting stronger starts with understanding what you dealing with, and by watching content like this, you moving one step closer to becoming someone who can be emotionally manipulated. Let's get started. First major betrayal, being disloyal, breaking trust at its core. Loyalty isn't just a nice quality to have. It is what holds every relationship together. Take away loyalty, and they got no trust, no safety, and no real bond between people. When another person betrays you through disloyalty, they not simply messing up. They reactively deciding that what they want matters more than keeping their word to you. This type of betrayal shows up in different ways. Maybe it is a friend who trash talks you when you were not around. Maybe it is a romantic partner who cheats on you. Maybe it is a relative who picks their own benefit over doing the right thing. Here is the key point. Disloyalty doesn't happen by accident. It reveals what kind of person someone truly is. The Stoic philosophers focused on controlling how you respond to situations while accepting that people are going to be who they are. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic thinkers, put it this way: the greatest form of payback is refusing to become like the person who wronged you. What this means is that instead of striking back or wasting your time trying to change someone who has already shown their real colors, you should just cut them out of your life. When someone's disloyalty comes to light, the Stoic approach isn't to sit around feeling hurt. It is to face the facts, emotionally disconnect from that person, and keep going with your life without them in it. You'll find that some people will stab you in the back and then come crawling back with all kinds of reasons why it happened. They'll beg you to forgive them, claim the situation forced their hand, or even try to make you think you making too big a deal out of it. But here is what you need to understand. When someone keeps betraying you over and over, that is not them making mistakes. That is who they actually are. When you forgive this kind of betrayal, you basically telling that person they can do it to you again and nothing bad will happen to them. If somebody has proven they don't know how to be loyal, they shouldn't be anywhere near your close relationships. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. It doesn't matter how much you might care about them. The destruction caused by their betrayal can be fixed. Stoic philosophy teaches that having peace in your life is worth more than keeping fake friends around. You're better off by yourself than surrounded by people who actually stand by you. Seneca, another famous Stoic philosopher, said this: spend time with people who will help you become better, and welcome people who you can help improve. This tells us that the folks in your life should lift you up, stay loyal even when you not there, and act with honesty. If someone has proven they disloyal, your only job is to walk away from them. Forgiving betrayal might seem like the noble thing to do, but really, it can mean you betraying yourself. When you put up with disloyalty, you basically teaching yourself that your own values aren't important. You lowering your own worth by keeping around people who have already demonstrated they don't devalue you. The most powerful thing you can do is cut those connections immediately and never second guess that decision. The Stoic method is to move ahead with clear thinking, not with anger. Let it go, but don't ever forget what happened. Second major betrayal. Lying. The toxic element that kills relationships lies aren't just words coming out of someone's mouth. They tools that break down trust, make relationships unstable, and demolish the base that every important connection is built on. You might look at one lie and think it's not a big deal, but dishonesty is never just a one-time thing. It is a habit, a window into who someone really is deep down. When a person decides to deceive you, they doing more than just keeping the truth hidden. They purposely twisting your understanding of what is real. That kind of betrayal cuts deeper than a single bad action ever could. The Stoic philosophy tells us that being truthful is necessary if you want peace of mind. Without honesty in your life, you have clarity, you have stability, and you definitely can have real trust between people. Any relationship that is built on lies is like trying to build a house on sand. It might look solid for a while, but eventually it is going to come crashing down. Seneca puts it this way: someone who isn't honest starts by lying to other people, and then ends up lying to themselves. What he is saying is that people who make lying a habit get caught up in their own mess of dishonesty. Eventually, they can even tell what is true and what is made up anymore. But just because they were going to face their own problems because of it doesn't mean you need to stick around and suffer alongside them. When somebody lies to you, they were making a deliberate decision. They deciding that getting what they want matters more than being truthful. They deciding to twist things around instead of just talking straight with you. Most importantly, they showing you loud and clear that they have respect for you. You have both respect and deception in the same relationship. The second someone tells you a lie, whether they leave out important information, twist the facts around, or just tell you something completely false, they've proven that your trust means nothing to them. And once that trust gets broken, it almost never goes back to the way it was before. You hear some people say that everybody lies. They all tell you that little lies don't hurt anyone. They claim that being dishonest is just how humans are wired. But Stoic thinking doesn't accept compromising on what is right and wrong. A lie isn't harmless when it destroys the trust between two people. A lie isn't small or meaningless when it makes you doubt everything else that person has ever told you. Deception goes beyond just not being honest. It's about power and control. The person who lies is trying to shape reality to benefit themselves, usually at your expense. When you let deception slide without consequences, you basically giving permission for it to continue. When you tolerate being lied to, you reopening the door for more lies to come through. There will always be people who lie to hide their screw-ups, who deceive others to get ahead, who manipulate situations so they have to face what they've done. But if you following Stoic principles, your response needs to be clear and firm. Detach yourself from them. Don't burn up your energy trying to figure out why they did it, trying to fix their character flaws, or trying to dig the truth out of someone who has already proven they were not trustworthy. Instead, accept the reality that they deceived you and remove yourself from that situation entirely. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, said this: a person can learn something if they think they already know it. People who lie, who deceive, who manipulate, they are not looking to grow as individuals, be more honest, or improve themselves. They think they are smarter than everyone else and don't need to follow the rules of truth. That mindset makes them dangerous to have in your life. You're not going to change who they are, but you absolutely can change how you deal with them. Someone who follows Stoic philosophy doesn't waste their time dealing with lies. A Stoic doesn't let dishonesty sit and rot in their life. The instant someone lies to you, see it exactly for what it really is, a complete betrayal of your trust. Forgiving someone for deceiving you is a sign that you are strong. It's actually an open invitation for them to do it again. The only way to maintain your dignity and keep your inner peace protected is to walk away from people who have chosen dishonesty instead of doing the right thing. The damage that comes from keeping a liar in your life is way worse than whatever loss you feel from cutting them out. Third major betrayal, breaking trust. The permanent damage that destroys all connections. Trust forms the base of every relationship that actually means something. Take it away, and there's nothing left. Building trust takes years of consistent behavior, but destroying it can happen in just a few moments. And fixing it, if it can even be fixed, might take an entire lifetime. When another person breaks your trust, they are not just letting you down or disappointing your expectations about them. They are completely shattering the connection that kept the relationship alive. And in most situations, once that trust gets destroyed, there is no way to put it back together. Trust isn't only about being honest with your words. It is about being dependable, being consistent in your actions, and having strong moral character. When you place your trust in someone, you are giving them access to your weak points, your private information, and your deepest feelings. You are letting them into a part of your life that very few people ever get to see. And when they betray that trust, whether through being disloyal, lying to you, or intentionally causing you harm, they reproving to you that they never deserve that special access in the first place. Stoic philosophy tells us to accept people as they actually are, not as we want them to be. People are going to let us down sometimes. They are going to act in ways that only benefit themselves. They are going to betray us, and a lot of times they even feel bad about it. But what makes a Stoic different from everyone else is the way we choose to handle it when it happens. The big mistake most people make is thinking that broken trust can be completely fixed. They believe that if the other person says they are sorry, if enough time goes by, or if that person manages to prove themselves reliable again, then everything can go back to the way it used to be. But here is the reality. Once trust gets broken, it is permanently changed. It is never going to be exactly the same again. Think of it like a mirror that has been smashed into pieces. You can try your hardest to glue all those pieces back together, but you are still going to see all the cracks running through it. Marcus Aurelius wrote something important about this. When somebody wrongs you, don't spend your time dwelling on what they did. Instead, focus on how you are going to respond. And when it comes to broken trust, your response should always be about protecting yourself, not blindly forgiving them just because they ask for it. If a person has already shown you that they are capable of betraying you, why on earth would you give them another opportunity to do it again? Would you drink water from a well if you knew it was poisoned, just because someone told you it was safe now? Would you rebuild a house on top of a foundation that was already caved in? Of course you wouldn't. The reality is that when someone breaks your trust, they've already made a decision about how much your relationship is worth to them. They put their own selfish wants ahead of loyalty, ahead of respect, and ahead of doing what is right. And that decision can be undone, even if they feel regret afterward, even if they get down on their knees and beg you to forgive them, even if they swear up and down that they'll never do it again. The damage is already there and it is permanent. You might try to convince yourself that things will be different moving forward, but way down deep inside, you are always going to have doubts about them. You are always going to wonder if they lying to you again, if they keeping secrets from you, if they going to stab you in the back one more time. And carrying that weight of constant uncertainty in your mind is actually worse than the pain you feel from just cutting them out of your life completely. There will be people who tell you that you need to forgive and forget. But Stoic philosophy doesn't push you toward forgiving people without thinking it through. It pushes you toward using wisdom, maintaining respect for yourself, and emotionally separating yourself from people who cause you harm. Seneca said something really powerful about this. When you let a guilty person off the hook, you are actually punishing innocent people. What does that mean? When you forgive someone who has broken your trust, you are not just giving them one more shot at being in your life. You resetting yourself up to get hurt again in the future. You throwing away your own peace of mind for someone who's already proven they don't deserve that sacrifice from you. When trust gets shattered, the Stoic way to handle it isn't to go looking for revenge or to hang on to your anger. The right approach is to walk away while keeping your dignity intact. Accept what the situation taught you. Make your boundaries stronger than they were before. And absolutely do not allow that same betrayal to happen to you a second time. The most powerful way to show respect for yourself is knowing exactly when it is time to let someone go. Save your forgiveness for actual mistakes, not for intentional acts of betrayal. Here is the final truth you need to understand. Trust, once it has been broken, should never be handed out freely again. If someone truly valued what they had with you, they never would have betrayed you to begin with. If they were genuinely loyal, you wouldn't be sitting there questioning what they've done. The strongest choice you can possibly make is to permanently remove people who've proven they can to be trusted from your life. Don't let broken trust turn into an endless cycle where you keep getting hurt over and over. Move forward with your life. Don't look back at what is behind you. And never, ever let yourself get betrayed by the same person twice. Getting betrayed is a painful experience, but it is also something that teaches you crucial lessons about people and about yourself. Not every betrayal deserves to be forgiven, and not everyone who comes back with an apology deserves another chance to be part of your life. Disloyalty, deception, and broken trust. These three things represent the ultimate violations that you should never put up with. Someone who follows Stoic principles doesn't waste their valuable time on people who have already revealed their true character. Your peace of mind, your dignity, and the respect you have for yourself are worth more than any relationship that has been built on a foundation of lies. The truth is that every betrayal you experience becomes a teacher if you are willing to learn from it. Each time someone breaks your trust, you gain valuable information about human behavior, about spotting red flags earlier, and about understanding your own boundaries better. The pain you feel isn't meaningless. It is actually sharpening your instincts and making you wiser about who deserves to be close to you. What makes this journey difficult is that we often taught from childhood that forgiveness is always the right answer, that giving people second chances is noble, and that holding grudges makes us bitter. But there is a massive difference between being bitter and being wise. Being bitter means you are still emotionally attached to the person who hurt you, still carrying around anger and resentment. Being wise means you learned the lesson, accepted reality, and simply moved forward without that person in your life. You are not angry anymore. You are just done. Think about the energy it takes to constantly worry about whether someone will betray you again. Think about how exhausting it is to monitor their behavior, to question their motives, to live in a state of constant vigilance. That energy could be spent building yourself up, pursuing your goals, and creating meaningful connections with people who actually deserve your trust. Every minute you spend trying to fix a broken relationship with someone who's already shown you who they are is a minute stolen from your own growth and happiness. The Stoic approach isn't about being cold or unfeeling. It is about being realistic and protecting your well-being. It's about understanding that you have limited time and energy in this life, and choosing to invest both in people and pursuits that genuinely matter. When you cut out people that betrayed you, you are not being cruel. You are being smart. You are making space in your life for better relationships, healthier connections, and people who will actually stand by you when things get tough. Here is something important to understand. The people who betray you are counting on your kindness, your loyalty, and your willingness to forgive. They know that good people want to see the best in others, want to give second chances, and want to believe that people can change. And they use those beautiful qualities against you. Don't let your good nature become a weakness that others exploit. Don't let your capacity for forgiveness turn into a doormat that people walk all over. Moving forward from betrayal means building a life where your standards are clear and non-negotiable. It means surrounding yourself with people whose actions match their words, who respect you in private just as much as they do in public, and who would never consider compromising your trust for their own gain. These people exist, but you'll never find them if you are too busy giving endless chances to people who have already proven they don't deserve even one. If what you've learned here resonates with you, I want you to do something for yourself right now. Take a moment to think about the relationships in your life. Are there people you holding on to who have already shown you they can to be trusted? Are you sacrificing your peace trying to fix something that was broken by someone else's choice? Make the decision today to put yourself first. Your growth, your wisdom, and your strength matter more than any relationship that requires you to ignore your own boundaries. Show your support by liking this content and sharing your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to finally walk away from their own situation. Let us build a community of people who refuse to settle for less than they deserve, who understand their worth, and who choose peace over drama every single time. Always remember this: the most powerful move you can make isn't to getting revenge on someone who wronged you. It's reaching a point where you simply don't care about them anymore. Walk away from them, never look back at what happened, and create a life where betrayal doesn't have any power over you. That is not just strength, that is freedom.